So a mother fails to give her daughter her medication as she needed it. For having a condition, diabetes, who does that sort of thing? A mother actually let her child's illness bypass her common sense, logic, and reasoning. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as that ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them, make them into one. So, yeah, a 14-year-old dies because she was in fact living with diabetes, and yet once again her mother failed to provide the medication to her. That is crazy, right? I feel so, let me pause right quick, because to make this a little bit more humanly, instead of what's the word for it, strict and strategic, right, is to lay back and chill back and be in a comfort zone with that sort of thing and not be stiff and uptight. Because I ain't been on this camera for a matter of days. And so to leave off and then come back is to say why I feel out of place, right? So I can't just like jump in. I just can't. Oh, by the way, also too, I'm gonna start next year, probably mid next year, May or June, making more random videos on off topics outside of this news type of situations and stuff like that. Something that's more lifelike or something. Helps to be real in life. So yeah, Chicago, Illinois is where all this in fact took place, right? The mother wouldn't give the medication, and yet she never specified why. And even to this day, even with the daughter being gone, the family still don't know why. They were in fact willing to be there and to support if the mother would have told what the situation was. The mother even hid the situation from the child's father. I wonder what their past relationship was. It helps to, yeah, question, as in slightly be nosy in the real life example with that sort of thing. Because to say, if you share a child and yet you're not together, maybe the relationship was rocky, which is why they weren't together anymore. And yet, what will be the point of a mother sharing a child with a father and yet fail to tell him? Out of all people, she didn't birth the child by herself, is what I'm trying to say. And it makes you question if the father was even there in the delivery room when she gave birth to the young girl. So Amber Hampshire, aged 39, went and turned herself into authorities on December 27th, 2018. And she's been charged with involuntary manslaughter as well as child endangerment. She should, right? Because that just don't, to not, let me not get too analytical, but to not give a child the meds that she needs is to say, did that mother have a hatred for the child? Okay, so Madison County State's Attorney's Office confirmed this, what I just stated about the child endangerment and involuntary manslaughter. With Emily Hampshire was the name of the child. 14 is young, and yet to me, in my eyes, it'd be this age in my mid going into late 30s is to say she was still a child, right? She died on November 1st, 2018. Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, that's in fact where she died at, right? Well, it's kind of good that she didn't die at home, because I'm thinking, I don't know why something tells me that. If a child goes and be taken off to a hospital and say she dies or what, and she don't die at home, this situation almost points into what missing persons. I can sense that it would have, because the mother is crying up above in the photo, right? And yet to not give the child the pills is to say, okay, you must not have cared for her, right? And yet if the child would have died at home, is to say where to bury the body at. Some people can't think this far, and yet you should, because this type of stuff go on every day. You just don't see it, right? Okay, so after she fell into cardiac arrest, the child goes into cardiac arrest, and I'm gonna get into what the mother said on Facebook in relation to the child being dead. She didn't go into graphic detail or anything like that. So Madison County State's Attorney Tom Gibson stated the teen's death would have been survivable. Of course it would have. Who don't know that? Taking pills help you stay alive, because even diabetes can get really severe. I mean, there's sugar crashes that go along with that sort of thing. And have a sugar crash too much or too far, anybody that lives with diabetes out there, dear viewer, any of you or got family members, is to know shock can come with that. People die by ways of shock. So yeah, family members once again of the teen stated that Emily, that was a teen once again, she was sick with diarrhea, nausea, and vomiting for days and was then unresponsive that morning. That's her in the photo. It flashed a few times. Her cause of death was diabetic. Yes. See, I'm about to pause on the front lines with even that. Because see, there's issues. I mean, I've known of people, I have family members that when you have blood acids that build up in your body in relation to like insulin production, when there's not enough insulin production, this mother should kind of be like all the way up under the jail. Because I can see if the girl was, you know, maybe 17 on her way to being 18, I can see more so 18, the legal age, right? Standard, right? Because that's to say a 17, 18-year-old will have more decisions for herself. And yet a 14-year-old will have more of a childlike mind. That's why I'm saying that's a whole cause and effect. Who don't know that? So February 2018, Emily was hospitalized in relation to complications, and before her stay received medication she needed and also whatever equipment needed to help resolve issues as needed. I'm sorry, I keep pausing because I hear somebody next door. I don't know if you can hear that in my microphone. Anytime I hear something in the background, I constantly pause. But yeah, it stated the medications given to Emily were never used. The mother, once again, never gave them to her. I know I'm repeating and I should, because that's part of the writing process as well. Hiding pills away from a teen is to say, well, what type of relationship did that mother have with the teen? It couldn't have been a good one. I'm saying something about the marking of the trace is off or something. The mindset of the mother. I'm trying to figure that out. What type of, why would you need to do that sort of thing? Because that all stems of family issues or unresolved family problems between a mother and a child or somebody. Or maybe it was the mother, a relationship issue. Let me see. Maybe it was the mother had childhood issues in her childhood, and maybe she carried it out or something to her child. Does that or does that not familiar? Yeah, type of issues where it's passed down through the line, family gene, family history, where you repeat certain behaviors and actions, as in the way you treat people and mistreat people. Your mother, maybe your mother, or yeah, your child's grandmother didn't treat you too well, so what you do is years later, knowing that you have possibly a hatred for life, you go ahead and bear some children anyway, and then you possibly treat that child the way your parents treated you. Maybe this is a part of that process, or maybe something else is wrong there. And I already stated how the teen's father was not told of the condition, right? So The family, once again, they stated that they would have supported whatever she needed, and they would have provided whatever the teen needed. And they possibly would have even housed the teen if that was needed as well, because for how much love and care the family showed after the death, it's to say what they would have done even before. And yet this mother was so, what's the word for it? Off or something, I don't know. So no one knows, because the mother won't say of anything, any particulars on why of anything, right? Once again, Amber Hampshire, I have to say her name again, the mother, call out to say, right? To Emily, she was in fact released on $100,000 bail after she posted a portion of it. There was no mention of a attorney on her behalf with that. So when it comes to the Facebook post, the mother expressed her grieving of her child. And what she stated in her own words was, "I miss her so much than words can express." And she went on to say that Emily was in fact her angel. The very child she helped to kill off, she stated was her angel, and she also stated that her child was one of a kind. And she also stated that, I was blessed to be a mother to her. Basically saying I was blessed to be her mommy. That's what she said in her own words. I was blessed to be her mommy. I don't know what to make of that or even take of that, right? So family, friends of Emily, when it comes to Facebook and a fundraiser, they in fact put that into motion to raise money. I just don't even know what to make it think of become even that. How does a person kill their child, and then that's in fact murder in itself? Yes, it is, because that's parental neglect. Call it out for what it is. How do you do that and then call her your angel? Say that she was one of a kind, and then not only that, see, that's the very first thing I picked up with this story. Not only that, you kill your child off, but then you also go on to say, I was blessed to be her mommy. See what I'm saying? That mother more likely has some deep-rooted issues or something. Because to say I was blessed to be her mommy, why you have to say I was blessed to? Yeah, that's the very number one thing that I scoped out throughout the whole story when she stated that I was blessed to be her mommy. I'm thinking you're gonna want to interject or take yourself out and put more of the child in there to show that there's more love and care outside of you just calling her angel. And make yourself of less importance and make the child feel more value even in death and even in family grieving by not saying I was blessed to be her mommy. Why were you blessed to be her mommy if you are so blessed to be the same individual to kill her, your daughter? That stuff like that makes me mad, because she's specifically pointing out to even you, the viewer, how much of importance she is to her own self, as in putting her life above her own child's in the value department. Does that make sense? I hope you, the viewer, peep that out for yourself, what it is. She's letting you know how she feel about herself more so than the child, which is why the child is dead. So yeah, the fundraiser and all that is in motion for that. All has been set with that, right? And of course, family, friends, and family, of course, they had a respectable message on Emily. How they felt that she's a respectable human despite her being so young. That's the way you honor somebody, whether alive or dead. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you feel about that sort of thing. I know my speech and delivery is often all over the place, and it should be, because even that shows that I myself isn't in fact human and can and can't do no wrong at times, even while sitting here. That's unlovable. It just is. I don't know why that is. I do and I don't. I'm saying that the murder aspect is, I'm trying to process 2 or 3 thoughts at once. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. Yeah. Because I'm focused on what she done did, right? And I'm also focused on the next videos that come next. But I'm also focused on my calendar on my phone, hoping that don't go off while I'm sitting here, and hopefully the phone don't ring, as well as I can hear the lady next door, as well as the turtle tank nearby. It's a lot going on, you guys. That's why I pause. So we're in fact on investigationdiscovery.com. The ID logo sits up in the far left corner, right? Deadly deception. A layout has in fact changed. You can come on here to check this out. As things go, they always change. It's over the horizon. Does that make sense? I might need to, let me not say that. So shows recommended for you. Any one of these you would in fact, when you scroll over, you're going to in fact be meted by, yes, a title, yes, as well as a description, yes, but also you can add this to your favorites. Each one of these in fact have a description. Shouts out to Paula as well as to Lieutenant Joe Kenda. I couldn't even get it out. Lieutenant Joe Kenda, my dude. Very good shows for you as well as recommended for you. When it comes to a newsletter, you can in fact receive a newsletter. Yes, you can, from Investigation Discovery by typing your email address in and pressing next. And you would in fact be greeted as well as meted with that sort of thing. Don't you just love Investigation Discovery? Not everybody does, because some people haven't even taken the time. Some people are so busy. The average man or woman don't really have time to sit down and enjoy a good show in which Investigation Discovery offers. There's deadly indulgence in that. I just made that up on the spot. Deadly indulgence. Shouldn't that in fact be featured as a TV show right here on ID? I'm thinking, yeah, all has already been said. The game of life with that title and TV shows and what the public don't know, even from my own end. There's a lot to be said when the mother doesn't love the child. Not saying that it's good that the child is dead, right? Not saying that sort of thing, right? It's just good that she's no longer here suffering in that manner, because even having diabetes triggers pain and restless nights, such as not being able to sleep, having vomiting and diarrhea because your mother don't want to take care of you. Is to say that's too much hardship and suffering, and that might as well let go, as in take off. Like I said, hitting the horizon. That's more likely where the child has gone and spanned off into the atmosphere. So yeah, leave me a comment, and I think that's all to be said for now. Next video and approach. Enjoy your day, and I'll enjoy mine.